Now, Typhoon Shanshan slowly barreled up the Japanese archipelago on Friday, dumping torrential rains and causing transport havoc as it reported death toll reached 6. Referred to as Typhoon number 10 by the weather agency, Shanshan weakened to a tropical storm later on Thursday and is moving slowly east-northeast at the speed of 10 kilometers per hour near Kunisaki in Oita Prefecture as of today morning. Now, a level 5 emergency warning, which is a rarely issued highest level warning, which urges residents to take immediate life-saving action, has been issued in parts of Oita in Kyushu region, as well as in Saitama and Kanagawa in the Kanto area. And this as outer bands of the storm bring conditions to the capital and its neighboring prefectures.
It's often like this. Beppu and Oita received relatively minor damage, so I never stock up and prepare for typhoons. But this time around, given the size of the typhoon before it made landfall, I did buy things to prepare.
Even in Tokyo, the heavy rain has put some rivers at risk for possible flooding, with the second highest warning level issued by the weather agency for the Meguro River, Nogawa River and the Sengawa River. Now, two other rivers, the Tamagawa and Asakawa, are under level 3 warnings. Under a level 4 warning, residents in the area are urged to remain alert to protect their lives.
More than 5 million people have been told to evacuate from their homes as Typhoon Shanshan lashed southwest Japan on Thursday. After hovering over the southerly Kyushu island for the next few days, the storm is expected to approach Tokyo around the weekend, the country's weather agency said. Strong winds and heavy rain knocked out power and forced major factories to close. Authorities warned Shanshan could be one of the strongest ever storms to hit the region, as they assessed the death toll and reported scores left injured. Toyota suspended operations in all of its domestic plants due to the storm, while Nissan, Honda and chipmakers Renesas and Tokyo Electron also temporarily halted production at some factories. The typhoon produced gusts of up to 112 miles per hour, according to the weather agency. Around 230,000 households in 7 prefectures were without power in the afternoon, according to Kyushu Electric Power Company. However, the company said there was no impact at its Sendai nuclear power plant in Sasuma Sendai City, where the storm made landfall earlier on Thursday. Airlines announced cancellations of nearly 800 flights. Train services have been suspended in many areas of Kyushu, while hundreds of bus and ferry services have also been halted, according to the Transport Ministry. Typhoon Shanshan is the latest harsh weather system to hit Japan, following Typhoon Ampil, which also led to blackouts and evacuations earlier this month.
And for more on this, we've been joined by correspondent Chris Gilbert from Tokyo. Thank you so much, Chris, for joining us again. You joined us yesterday and you told about Tokyo. How is the situation right now?
Well, tropical storm Shanshan, which has been downgraded now from typhoon, is heading east over the 4th biggest island in Japan of Shikoku. It has weakened slightly in terms of wind speed, which have had gusts of a maximum of over 200 kilometers an hour, and is now gusting around a maximum 140, 150 miles per hour. And it is set to weaken further over the coming days. Here in Tokyo, it looks fairly calm at the moment, but we have had deluges throughout Friday to this point and overnight from Thursday, which contributed to some of the high river warnings you mentioned in the intro. And that is the real danger at the moment, is that the rain is the persistent factor here, not just in the path of the storm, but in areas far from it in Japan, because of the warm air from it creating deluges. In fact, 3 of the deaths already from Tropical Storm Shanshan were in a part of the country hundreds of kilometers away from it after a house was hit by a landslide caused by heavy rain. And on that note, we've seen, as you mentioned, in Saitama Prefecture, about 140,000 people asked to evacuate because the ground is becoming unstable, and that is, this persistent rain, especially in hilly areas, is likely to create landslides and mudslides. Many may remember in Atami and Shizuoka Prefecture about 2 or 3 years ago that absolutely massive landslide that occurred from heavy rain and also construction at the top of a hill. And so authorities are very mindful about mudslides and landslides since then. And that is that on top of flooding are the main dangers as the storm slowly, very slowly heads eastward and towards here in Tokyo towards the weekend.
And what about the travel disruptions? We know that some Shinkansen trains have been disrupted in Tokyo. What is the situation right now?
Yeah, the bullet trains, the Shinkansen, have been disrupted effectively for most of the week in Kyushu, and that continues on the main trunk line between Tokyo to Osaka to Fukuoka. It's the Tokaido Shinkansen and the Sanyo Shinkansen. It's effectively the main line linking east to west and back again between Fukuoka and Kyushu all the way to Tokyo. Now, this was expected. It was announced in advance on Monday that they would be suspending or limiting the runs of Shinkansen on that line from Thursday for several days afterwards. So that has been expected. On Thursday, we saw about 600 flights, domestic and international, cancelled in and out of Kyushu, affecting about 33,000 passengers. And while the threat of the storm has not passed yet, as you can see, the sporadic and temporary calm conditions that we're experiencing here in Tokyo is allowing some flights to go in and out of the city and around the country domestically. But still tens of thousands of people have been affected by disrupted bullet train schedules and disrupted plane schedules, as well as the Chuo Highway is the main highway to the west of Tokyo heading out of the city. Had a part of that closed early on Friday due to falling debris. So there's been heavy disruptions on Friday.
All right, Chris. Well, thank you for bringing us the latest, and do stay safe. And of course, we'll come back to you for more updates whenever we get some.